G'day, eh? How's it going, eh? It's the Greybeard here. It is now August the 7th, 2020, and it's about 5 to 7, and I'm on a trip, a road trip, woohoo, to Barry's Bay, up to the old cottage, the old Simpson Cottage area. And the intent of this trip, my son Robert and his partner Jenny are taking me up there, all of us, to go visit the old area, see some of the sights, but most importantly is to go and take my dad's ashes up to a place called Tom's Lookout and spread his ashes up there. I've been waiting quite a while, 3 years now, a little over 3 years, to do this, and it's great to be able to get up and get his wishes done. It's going to be an interesting trip. I hope to vlog as much of it as possible and keep this whole thing interesting, but it's going to be a fun trip, and I know the weather's going to be nice. It's going to be a fun trip. So I'll talk at you later. I'll be back. Hey, g'day, how's it going? We're in Barry's Bay now. I'm with my my son and his partner Jenny. This is Rob. Same name as me, but with only one B. He's a little slow. Barry's Bay is the biggest town that was near the cottage, and we came in here to stop and get some groceries and visit a couple of little shops and see what's up and about. But we can't get into the motel until 3 o'clock? 3 o'clock. So it's a little after 10 right now, so we've got lots of places, lots of things to do and see. So I'll be back. We're at the little cabana that we've rented for 2 days, just outside of the access road to the cottage. It's a nice little cottage. Actually, it's quite big. Lots of room. Nice big screened-in porch. 2 bedrooms, bunk bed in one room, big double bed in the other. Queen size, I guess you could say. But it's a nice little spot with a little porch here. Gas barbecue. There's a gas fireplace inside, electricity, running water, although the water is not potable. But there's actually a lot of land here, nicely cleaned out. There's a lake just down a little bit farther. Lovely little picnic table and a fire pit with 4 chairs. Nicely burned down. Hopefully there's no foodstuffs that have been burned in there. We're out here on highway, what is this one? Used to be 60, 61, and I think they changed it with, well, government. But we are located at Hush Lodge and Cottages. Nice little spot. Used to come here a lot. It was called Beaver Lake Lodge. I mean, you get the sound of the cars and that, and the trucks, but it's not bad. The cottage itself is far enough back from the road that it's fairly quiet. It's been nice. So far, it has been nice out here. Nice to reminisce, nice to visit some places that we hadn't been to. We went to a little store in a place called Combermere, not too far down the road, down the highway. And it was called the Valley Market. It used to be just a little grocery store with a fresh meat counter, all kinds of foodstuffs. Little ice cream parlor on one corner, but It now turned into a, what would you call it, an antique store? Curio shop? That was kind of sad. But, c'est la vie, it still had the big sign on it that said Valley Market. But we've settled in here, and tomorrow we're going to do the trip up to, hopefully we find it, to Tom's Lookout. Hopefully we find it, because the last time I went up there, I think I walked 10, 12 miles. Way, way far away from where I was supposed to be going. And I'm too freaking old to do that again. So, I think we're done for tonight, or for this day. And we'll pick it up again tomorrow. And I'll be back. G'day. It's the second day, day 2 of the Barry's Bay Gun Mountain trip. Well, let's call it Barry's Bay Tom's Lookout. Yeah, whatever. This is day 2. Beautiful day again. Bright sunshine, blue sky. A little bit of fog was here in the morning. It's around 8:30, I'd say, in the morning. And it's quite comfortable right now. Temperature's going to go up earlier today, or later today. We'll be leaving here from the motel cabin that we're staying at and heading up to the access point to get up to Tom's Lookout up the mountain. I think it's about half an hour, 3/4 of an hour from now. Going to be about 3 hours, 1 hour up, an hour to do our business at the top of Tom's Lookout, and then an hour to come back. And that's a conservative estimate, and of course based upon whether or not we actually find Tom's Lookout. Because if we don't, oh well. And I guess that's about it. So stay tuned. I'll be back. Well, we're at the trail, getting ready to head up towards Tom's Lookout, Gun Mountain. The Thomas P. Murray. This was never here before. Recreational trails, but it's maintained by snowmobile and I guess ATV. I suppose they have fees or dues to use ATVs here, but it's quite a walk up the hill, so I'll be back. Well, we made it. I am absolutely amazed that I am standing up here on Tom's Lookout, because guess what? I'm getting old. That was one hell of a trek for this old boy to go up that trail. It was a nice logging trail, nice and wide, a lot of rocks, and steep as all get out. And yeah, I just ain't as young as I used to be. But even with the view, and I'll be showing you that in just a second here, even with the view, I'd come close to say it was worth it. It was worth it to get up here to do what I want to do and to get this view, but I will never, ever, unless somebody comes up with a Jeep or a 4x4, I'm not going to walk this one again. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a tour of the vista that's up here, and hopefully explain what we've got. So hang on. Now we're looking out, I guess about to the west out there. We pan, and we've got part of Kamaniskeg Lake in the distance there. And then there's a little arm, I think that's called Blackfish Bay, which is also Kamaniskeg Lake. And we'll pan along a little bit more, and we've got one part of Long Lake. This is the lake where we had the cottage. Way off in the distance there is the exit stream called Rockingham Creek. And of course down in that area, down somewhere about there, is where we used to have the the old family cottage. My son and his partner there are hauling up some rocks. We planted this little oak tree down there. I'm going to put my dad's ashes there and have some rocks just to protect it, to allow it to not wash away. Now I want to take you up to the top of this little lookout here. And this is called, or was called, Tom's Lookout. And like I said, it's been a long time since I've been here. But, I mean, the view is just amazing. You see the shadows from the clouds up there and everything. And there's a little spot over here where you can, I think you can just see it down there through the trees. There's Gun Lake. That's Gun Lake. Used to hike up to that spot many times when we had the old cottage, the old Simpson Cottage. But I've always been impressed with the viewpoint up here. It's a nice little island down there. But it's one heck of a lake. Supposedly there's some trout in there and that they've stocked it. Never took a canoe, never took a boat out there. But it's a pretty little lake. I did once camp way out on the other side over there. Brought a tent up and all my fishing gear. Never caught anything, but it was interesting. So now we've got to do the business with my dad's ashes. Oh, I tell you, you can't see my face too well, but it's so nice to stand in the shade, get out in that sunshine, and my goodness, it's warm out there. I think I'm going to have a drink of water, and then we'll get down to business. I'll be back. Well, we're at the spot here where we're going to be putting my dad's ashes down just below the sumac. There's a bit of a, what would you call it? An oak tree. It's an old oak tree that fell down. But there's a stump there, and I guess it just started to grow. But we're going to place it just down below. We've got a nice big rock, or a couple of rocks that we can put on top. See if we can dig a little bit, although there's not much soil because it's pretty well all bedrock. But it's a good spot, it's a good marker. And we'll pinpoint it on GPS and say exactly where we are. Yeah, get out of the way, get out of the picture. But I'm not going to document the, how would I put it, the planting process. But we know where we are, and I'll get some pictures and save that one. And then there's the walk back. The only thing that I'm looking forward there is if I could roll up into a ball. Mind you, we got some young people over here with a big Jeep. And maybe I can, you know, I'm old, I'm gray, I can't walk all this distance. Give me a drive. But we got gravity working for us going all the way down, so I'm not too fretful on that. It's always nice to have gravity. It's just like walking upstairs, which I hate. But going downstairs, no problem. Gravity will take me. Anyway, I'll be back. Okay, we got it done. And like I said, I didn't put any showing of how I did it or how we did it. But just take a look from the... This is the spot. The tree. A little sumac in the front. We've got two rocks. A big flat one and a triangular one that we've put Dad's ashes underneath the big flat rock. And it's a little marker, but it looks good. So this is what he wanted. My dad wanted to be placed up here at Tom's Lookout, overlooking the lake where we had the old Simpson Cottage. So that is done. Took 3 years, but got up here and we got it done. So I think that's going to end it for this aspect. And we still got some time up here, so we'll see what we can see. I'll be back. I'm back at the cabin, the cottage, whatever you want to call it. It's still Saturday, but I think now might be the time to just do a quick little outro and say things went well. My legs hurt like a son of a gun, but it was well worth the walk and the pain to get up there and see everything that I saw and get some pictures and some video, and to lay my dad's ashes to rest. I think he'd be happy with where it was. It's facing the lake where we had the cottage, and it was a good spot. But I'm here. It's Saturday. The sun is still shining. There's a few clouds in the sky. It's an absolutely gorgeous day, and I gotta say that it was good. So I'm gonna sign this one off and just say I like it. I do like it. Going home tomorrow, take care of things there. Life is still good. Be good, people.